let's see here. I'm gonna turn my fan off 1 sec. Let me know if you guys can hear me and stuff. Let me update my title as well. Alright. Yo, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? Trying to figure out how to replace all in C-line. That didn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay. I use the Brave browser as well. Yeah, dude. I love Brave. I feel like it's a good... it's probably like the best browser in my opinion for, you know, a mix of using Chrome stuff while having more privacy, but yeah, it's just my opinion. I'm just thinking, I'm editing some stuff and, yeah. I think I'm just trying to see what here needs to be static and like just double checking stuff. I am changing everything to floats instead of doubles because OpenGL deals with floats better. Okay, so with physics we do need to include angle. Well, actually no, we need to move the angle, I think. Yeah, let's do angle. Oh, it's Command F2. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so set degrees. Yo, what's up, Ashton? Doing good. I'm trying to get this Pong game done because it's taken me forever. It's interesting to see a weekday stream. I know, I was just feeling like motivated, I guess. I had the energy, you know. Motivated with some epic music. I'm glad you like it. Started school today? Nice. Congrats. That's awesome, man. Good for you. I don't know why Pong has to be so complicated code-wise. I feel like oh, it's slowed me down a lot. I guess it's just the math, maybe, but... Hopefully the screen is big enough for you guys. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Alright, perfect. Alright. Jessen, why are you using OOP when fully knowing ECS is the superior architecture? Because I don't know what ECS is. I kind of just learned OOP in school, so that's kind of what I've stuck with. I mean, I can look really quick. Identity component system is a software architecture and programming paradigm that separates data from behavior, favoring composition over inheritance. It structures applications into three entities, which are okay. Huh. Interesting. That actually is pretty cool. I'll have to check that out, but for this program I'm using OP. Also, I think OOP is really good for smaller programs like this. I mean, this program's, what, 20 files? And I think that, you know, OOP is really good for inheritance, of course, but composition, I agree, like, I think composition's better overall, and I would love to learn how to switch to that. Okay, so in paddle, I need to remove that. Let's see what else I can do. Oh yeah, I need to update. What's up, Wizard? How's it going, man? Dude, it's been a while since you've been in here. I'm definitely never gonna get on your level because you're freaking awesome, but I'm doing super simple stuff right now. I think I might try Vulkan eventually, but we'll see. Yo, this popped on my homepage and just wanted to say props for building actual skills. Always going to be needed. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I haven't been on Discord or YouTube much. Been grinding my C++ and C# framework. Good to see you're still at it too. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't actually really been hopping on stream much lately, but I really just needed to itch my brain. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while since I've really sat down and done much. Let's see, board set position. Yeah, so we'll need a position to reset to as well. So when we restart the game, we want to be able to have a position that we can reset to. And then this velocity will be driven by input. So in paddle, let's see. We need our update method here. And this will update the position of the paddle, so we do. And then this will just be position dot add meters y. So we're only updating the y position of that. So we'll do velocity and then get dy, and that'll basically give us our direction. And then we'll do that times the delta time to make sure that we're correctly catching that on the frame. So one thing I'm thinking about actually is maybe we probably need some sort of clamp method in paddle to make sure that we have it stay within a certain range, like on the screen. So maybe I'll add that in paddle, just to have it set to the paddle itself that it's able to clamp. Glad you guys are all doing good though. It's nice to have some people chatting in here. I think we're gonna have a clamp method that'll take our y and our max y, our minimum y and our max y, and then that way we can have something that'll keep our paddle from going off the screen. So basically, if we go to paddle.cpp now, I'll just implement this clamp method, which we want it to be void paddle clamp. And then this is going to say const float half. This is going to check our halfway height, which is going to equal height divided by 2.0. Actually, we'll just do height times 0.5f. And then we want to set position dot set meters y. And then we want to do stood clamp, I believe. Yeah. Clamp. And then we want to take position get meters y. And then we want to take our min y minus our half and our max y minus our half. And that basically will clamp it so that our position is clamped to the half, so it doesn't go above or below the min or the max. Oh yeah, and for clamp, I believe that's part of. Where does I need to look at what that's a part of. What library is clamp from in C++? Algorithm, gotcha. Actually, I probably just need it. There we go. Perfect. OOP is actually pretty good for small things, don't overcomplicate. Yeah, man, I agree. I really like OOP for like very simple projects. I think if you're designing a program that you just want to have everything kind of set up in objects and like they all kind of handle each other and you can build an object inside of another object, or you know what I mean, like you can use composition and inheritance with OOP, which I think is great. Next, I need to, let's see, difficulty, player, Pong. I think the biggest thing is Pong is going to be a really big. Like, Pong is going to be a big class. Hey man, how's it going? I'm doing good, Viomi. I am making Pong. I'll show you what I'm making really quick. So, Pong. I'm literally making this game in C++ and OpenGL. I'm just kind of overcomplicating it, but I'm making it architecturally so that I understand how it works. And I'm about halfway done. I still need to do a lot of the graphics stuff. I mean, right now it builds a window and that's it. But I want to get to something like this eventually, and then add my own twist to it. You know, maybe a fiery ball or something. Add some shaders to add some texture and animations maybe. But we'll see. I mean, one of the reasons people keep saying ECS is better than OP is dangling pointers. But both approaches are valid, but one can be preferable depending on the situation. Yeah, I totally agree, Kirby. I think that from what people are saying about ECS is like in very complex programs where you, like memory is super important in performance, I'd probably prefer that. But for a program like this where, you know, everything is managed and encapsulated like this, I prefer it. You know, I prefer it organization-wise, like code quality and cleanliness. I think this is a lot cleaner to have it set up this way, but that's just my opinion. That's from my experience, you know. Alright, let's see. You came pretty far since putting on triangles, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I did triangles. Probably should put velocity here. Hope you guys are liking the stream. Hopefully you can see the code as well. My cat's in here. He's so cute. Alright, let me see if this builds. Okay, so yeah, you can see right now this is all that builds, but eventually we will have it to where our paddles will load in. And then we can start shooting the ball, obviously. Okay, what else is next? Barrier. Okay, you know what? With barrier, I don't even think we need a barrier because we can probably just set the barrier itself. Like we can build it inside of the Pong game and then use its coordinates or the middle, you know, of the screen to count as a barrier. I don't think we need a barrier object. I think that might be overcomplicating it. So I think I'm gonna delete that. And then that saves us some code. I'll come back to it if I need it. Okay, let's start drawing stuff since we have all of our base classes done. Let's see. I could never come sit here live with you since my time zone puts your streams at 3 a.m. and you end stream around 6 a.m. my time. However, I'm gonna change my schedule to wake up at 4 a.m. instead. You're good, man. I mean, you're always welcome to just hang out in Discord and also watch the streams after. Are you using predefined OpenGL methods, or are you writing the OpenGL code yourself? I remember that in Java, you could use predefined methods like glbegin and glend and glvertex2f. Yeah, so I am using my own methods for the physics, and then for the actual rendering, I am going to use OpenGL methods. So when I actually end up drawing the vertices and the buffers, I'm going to use OpenGL, of course, but yeah, let's see. Let's start with mesh, I think. I think next I want to work on the mesh so that we can actually load in the objects. So I'm trying to think. But yeah, after I do OpenGL, I'll probably move to something simpler. Hold on, guys. Let me let my cat out. He wants to get out. Alright, I'm back. Will I stream tomorrow? Maybe. Just depends on how I'm feeling. Right now I'm feeling pretty energetic, so I'm gonna try and finish this tonight. Alright, so with texture loader, let's see. I'm gonna review this really quick. Oh, sorry guys. That was. I gotta go right now. Happy learning. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you, Vyomi, for popping in. It was good to see you. Alright, so instead of rendering, we actually want to make a mesh class. So we'll do a new header file, call it mesh. I've just been adding it to both of these targets, but we'll see if that's a good idea or not. Alright, and then we can do class mesh. And with a mesh, we're going to have our vertices and then our indices as well. So our default is just going to be it's going to be a float, and then we'll use reference and then call this vertices. And then, well, we're going to use indices too, but yeah, because we need our indices to be able to read through the object itself. So there we go. And then we're going to need a destructor for the mesh as well. If you weren't aware, OpenGL also lets you write shader programs in GLSL as strings, and then send that source code through OpenGL API. OpenGL compiles it and sends it to the GPU. Yeah, I actually did know that, so I am going to use... I actually do have some shaders right here. The fragment and the vertex shaders for the base stuff, and then I'm going to add shaders for the ball, I think, so that the ball, you know, has its own, I don't know, it would be fun to like add a fire animation or something eventually as it speeds up, you know. That's going to be harder, but we got to start somewhere. Where was I? Mesh. Okay. So one thing about a mesh is they can't have the same handles, so we need to make them non-copyable. So we want to do copy constructor. And then we're going to want to delete it. Not copy constructor, but yeah. And then we're going to want to use the assignment operator here. So operator equals const mesh. And then, let's see here. That'll just be delete as well. And then, let me think. Yeah. I'm gonna want to do a draw method. And that's constant. Static mesh. I'm gonna make this so this is the only mesh Pong needs. So this will basically be set up to where we can make it so the mesh is just more convenient to use. So I'm going to use GLUint for the VAO, and initialize that to 0, and then we'll do a VBO 0 EBO. And then GL use, is it GL size I? And this will take our index count, and we'll initialize that to 0 as well. And then we'll have a private method to set up the mesh. Const std vector float. Yeah, just like that. You know what? I think it would also be good to do a move operator or move constructor. So we're gonna need a move constructor so that the objects themselves are movable. So this, let's do this. Move const mesh, and then we'll do. Oh wait, that's a copy. We need to do an end. I think it's actually just mesh and other. I think it's no except, not equals. Okay, and then we'll do assignment operator like that. All right, perfect. Now our mesh can be moved. Have you ever tried Vim Motions? You know, I've tried, and I want to get to using Vim because I know it's superior. I just have not. I can't even do touch typing really. I mean, I can, but I can't. You know what I mean? All right, now in mesh.cpp. There we go. Oh, okay, void mesh setup mesh. This is so fun. The rendering part, I feel like, is the worst part. But this will basically take it out of main, so that everything that we draw is basically rendered through a mesh now. It just takes away a lot of stuff in main, which it organizes it. There's like a weird order to doing these all the time, and I have gotten it down for the most part, but I typically say you do generate, bind, and then you gotta do the buffers after, so yeah. Why are you in my recommended, bro? I don't know. That's okay, you can try the Vim motions on JetBrains IDs as well. Yeah, I think I'll probably try it soon. Maybe I'll try it eventually. And then we need our buffer data. And then this takes GL array buffer. Vertices.size times size of float. And then vertices. That's wrong. Data. And then GL static draw, that's correct. Okay, and then we need a GL bind buffer. Thanks for the title. Yeah, thanks, I appreciate it. If you guys are new here, by the way, feel free to join the Discord in the description. I try and stream weekly if I can. Alright, let's see if this is right. Size of indices.data. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Now we need to do our A position. So I don't really need the comment. GL vertex attrib array pointer. Yep, that's correct. It's not going to be 3, it'll be the size of 2 this time. Let's see. Geo float, geo false, and then the stride is actually going to be 4 this time. And then our texture coordinate, so we'll do geo enable vertex attribute array. Next one. Coding with vibes, not vibe coding. What kind of game are you making? I'm making Pong right now. So I'm trying to practice OpenGL by using a pretty simple just using I'm just making something simple right now. So I'm making Pong. And right now I'm doing the graphics setup to where I can set the size of our buffers. That way we can actually start loading in objects, essentially. Okay, now we got that set. And then bind vertex array 0. And then we need to set our index count equal to indices.size. Actually, no. We need a static cast it, I believe, to an unsigned int. Or GL. Yeah, GL size I is the correct type here. And then this will be indices.size. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna have something to draw on the screen soon. That's the hope. Okay, next we want to actually have our draw method, so this will draw the objects. Perfect. Take our VAO, then we basically set the size and the index count, and then we bind it. Okay. And for the actual positioning of... So we need to actually create the unit quad, which takes... The unit quad is essentially our position with our coordinates and our texture coordinates. So I'll have to set that up. Let's see. I've been focusing in Java that I still haven't touched C++. Yeah, I don't mind Java. I don't know. I started with C++ and I don't know. I'm sticking with it for now. I think what I'm going to do, though, after this program, is I'm going to go to C, and I'm going to really try and challenge myself there in learning C so that I don't have all the abstraction from C++, and learn more about memory management and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll see. Alright. Oh yeah, I think, let's see, mesh. Let's see what I'm missing from mesh. Oh, I actually need to do the constructors of the mesh, that's right. That's what I was remembering, okay, so... mesh... Basically right here we just call setup mesh. What is happening? Oh gosh. Sorry. It's being dumb. Okay, setup mesh, and then we pass our vertices and indices. And then for the destructor we need mesh. I just switched to C-line and I like it, but there's definitely things that suck. So this actually will now use GL delete, and basically it just deletes it all, which is perfect. And then we have our move constructor and our move assignment. So there we go. And then this will do other.bao equals 0. Actually, wait. Other.bao equals other.vbo, which equals other.ebo, which equals 0. So that assigns them all to 0, and then we'll do other.index count equals 0. And then move assignment. Ugh. Hopefully the mesh or the music is okay, not the mesh. Okay. And then we want to say if this does not equal other, what I usually do, let's see. Still stuck at Angular, been learning TypeScript, HTML, and CSS. Nice, yeah, I am actually a web developer for work, and I've been learning React and stuff, and it's a different, it's completely different, like, realm of programming. It's somewhat easier and somewhat harder at the same time. There's a lot of abstraction, which makes it hard, I think, for me, personally. But I can say the same about this. I love setting this stuff up, it's so fun. Not actually, I don't know. Some of this stuff, it's kind of old, but it's alright. Alright. Now I can set up the unit quad. Which you'll see what I mean by unit quad in a sec. This basically just makes it so we can set our vertices and everything. Come back to that. Const vector. Okay, let's see. If I'm remembering correctly, we have our vector here for our indices. And this will be 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0. Yeah, like that. And then for this, we're returning our mesh of our vertices and indices. Oh, and for our vertices, we'll do negative 0.5f. For this is for the bottom left. So let's see. So these are our x and y coordinates, and then our texture coordinates, I believe. So let's see. Um, 0.5, 0.5. This should be 1. 1, 1. Actually, 1, 0. And then this would be bottom right. And then we would do 0.5f, 0.5f, and then this would be 1, 1. And then this is bottom, 0.5, 0, 0, 1. Yeah, and then this is top left. So this is setting our bounds, essentially. So, let's see. Should be good now. If I make a game, I'm pretty sure the code would be full of if statements. No, totally. I mean, what I'm doing right now is I kind of have to do it, otherwise it won't work at all. Ugh, it takes freaking forever. I'll say that. Oh, these are all VAO. These should be VBA. Oh, we're getting close. I think, hopefully. This will get rid of a lot of code in main, which will be nice. Next, I gotta do the shaders. So we got our position, color, and texture coordinate. I think we just need a texture coordinate. We don't need a color right now, so. We do need a uniform now, so uniform, vec3. Actually, we'd use a matrix here for the model, and then we don't need a view since it's not 3D. Geoposition would then be view projection times view model times vec for a position. This would be 0.0 and 1.0. And then text chord is equal to a text chord. And then our fragment, let's see. We're going to output our frag color. We're going to input our texture coordinate. I'll just name this to U texture, and then frag color is equal to texture, U texture, and then the texture chord. I think it would be good to have a color for here. So we can change the color of the ball, maybe. We're getting there. Okay, I think now we can go to main. Basically everything else is done, which is great. Our texture loader should load our textures themselves, and then our mesh will handle the objects. So now all of this can be trimmed down, which is so great. Let me double check the fragment. Vertex. How's everybody doing? Alright, now I think I can go to main, because I'm pretty sure I just needed to change those back to vec2s. So I can delete this. I can delete this. Yeah. Okay, now we need to build the mesh. So mesh, quad, mesh create quad, or sorry, not create, here, quad. Paddle texture is equal to loader dot. Oh, I love Hollow Knight. This is a good song. Texture path. And then we'll do map 4. This is Nightmare King Grim. We're getting close. For the actual barrier, I'm gonna probably just draw that in with, I don't know, with squares maybe. Sorry guys, I'm usually talking through this, but I am so close to being done. I'm kind of just going through it. I've been AI coding for too long and now I'm scared of learning C manually. Can you just... Dude, just try, try something small with C. Like, literally build, like, a calculator or something. Get your motivation back, and then, slowly shift from using AI as a crutch and use it more as, like, a helpful tool. That's kind of how I try to use it. Because I think AI is, like, inevitable when it comes to work. But I also think you don't have to, like, use it for learning, all the time. I think this actually needs to be... There we go. Oh, dude. We're getting there. Okay, we finally got a bar on the screen now. Okay. We're getting close. We obviously haven't done any of the movement yet, but so far so good. I'm gonna probably need to make the game a little smaller, but we'll see. Oh, the AI is gonna be fun. Oh. You guys are new. I'm making Pong right now, which is great. I love it. So when we run it, you can see right now we got a very gosh, why are you doing this? What is happening? Hold on. Sorry, okay, so you can see here we got our player 1 bar loading in the center here. Obviously I'm gonna need to update its position. Probably gonna stop soon. I'm getting tired. I have been streaming for, let's see. When did I start streaming? Almost 2 hours ago. Alright. Next we gotta do Pong. We gotta do the game loop. Perfect. Easy. Now in Pong.cpp, we gotta do update. This is like the actual logic of the ball moving pretty much. Well, I'm gonna construct it first, so. This is not correct. World width. position, world width. Wait, this is our x position, so 3.f. World height. And then we need to multiply that by 0.5f. And then our velocity. And then we got 2.f. Oh, my eyes are starting to hurt. Okay, and then our ball position, world width times 0.5, world height, and then velocity, acceleration. Our velocity, when I put in 30 for the velocity, and then 18 for the y velocity, and then for the acceleration, we want to leave that, and then the radius will just be 1. And now we need to update. Okay. This is so fun. I actually really like this part. Update, delta time, left paddle to update, delta time, and then we also want to clamp, so yeah, perfect. Alright. Hold on. I'm getting so close. I'm excited. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. It's working! Okay, so obviously we need to be able to move our... But now it's starting to work. That's great. Okay. The next thing is getting the paddle to move and then bouncing the ball, obviously. Alright. Oh, so close to being done. So we got... He left. We're getting there. I actually think these need to go. Oh, look at that. Alright, so we're getting there. Kind of a weird, I need to fix the keys. I can only move them down, not up, it looks like. There we go. Oh, oops. Okay, so that's not working quite. Okay, we're getting there. I think I need to make the bars bigger. And then I obviously need to draw like a ball texture. Alright. I'm gonna do one more thing and then I'm gonna be done for the night. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop there. We got a lot done, which is great. I'm tired, and I will finish this tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys are new, feel free to sub. Feel free to join the Discord as well. Well, I think that is it for today. Thank you guys.